Hello, and welcome to video 6 in a series on the Ocean County Historical Society's newly renovated Birdsall Room. This brief video is focused on the 20th century in Ocean County, primarily the two devastating world wars. These videos, created by our volunteers in the summer of 2020, are meant to give you a feel for the expansive exhibit on the lower level of our museum. We do hope you will visit us in person when possible to see the full exhibit. Please always be sure to check our website, www.oceancountyhistory.org, for more information prior to visiting. The 20th century in Ocean County dawned quietly, without airplanes, movies, radio, television, computers, cell phones, antibiotics, nuclear energy, or the internet. Ocean County was 50 years old, having separated from Monmouth County in 1850. With just about 20,000 residents, it was the least populated of New Jersey's 21 counties, although the second largest in area. During the next 10 decades, Ocean County's population would increase by more than 2,400%. Women continued their crusade begun in the 1800s for the right to vote. And the advent of the automobile eventually brought the demise of railroad transportation in the county. Most residents made their livelihoods locally as fishermen, farmers, and merchants. Very few people commuted to work outside the county. But by the end of the century, that changed as people drove to jobs in northern New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia, and Atlantic City. Locally, tourism became the major source of livelihood for major residents. We'll be talking much more about tourism in video 9 of this series. The simple rural lifestyle changed dramatically during the century with the onslaught of wars, economic depression, new technologies, and an extraordinary population explosion. As the new millennium emerged in January 2000, Ocean County's population would swell to over 510,000. But first, there were many trials and tribulations to overcome, like the devastating world wars. The Great War, as World War I was first known, began in Europe over 100 years ago after a man named Gavrilo Princip assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, on June 28, 1914. This event triggered a complex series of alliances that caused country after country to declare war on each other for a variety of reasons. By August 1914, millions of Europeans were at war. Initially neutral, the United States would not join the conflict until April 1917. The country would remain involved until the armistice in 1918. 2,433 Ocean County men served in World War I. 75 of them died. We have numerous uniform pieces and other artifacts to help you understand their service and sacrifice, and we'll tell you the stories of just a few of these heroes. You'll also learn about how the Lakewood Hotel was converted to function as an Army hospital with a 1,000 bed capacity capable of treating 5,531 sick doughboys and other military patients. Another blow came to Ocean County when, in 1918, in the midst of the war, an estimated 6,440 Ocean County citizens were infected with the Spanish flu virus. About 10% died as a result of the pandemic. As many as 50 to 100 million people perished worldwide. World War I was called the war to end all wars, but sadly it was not. The nation survived World War I, roared through the 1920s, and then suffered a Great Depression in the 1930s before a second World War gripped the globe. World War II officially started in Europe when Germany invaded Poland in September of 1939. The United States joined the Allies against the Axis after Japan attacked the U.S. Pacific Naval Fleet in Hawaii on December 7, 1941. Ocean County residents who were well aware of the importance and vulnerability of their coastline mobilized. Enemy submarines were a real threat, causing residents to be in a constant state of preparedness. The U.S. Navy commandeered Island Beach to develop and test a new anti-aircraft defense system with the code name Bumblebee. An estimated 3,706 Ocean County residents served during World War II in Europe, Africa, and the Pacific. Casualties were calculated to be over 400. After the war ended in August 1945, Ocean County began the long process of bringing its servicemen and women home and getting life back to normal. But living in Ocean County was never quite the same again. One hometown hero you will meet in this section of the exhibit is aviator Roger Bertram Gator of Toms River. The World War II Tuskegee Airmen were the first black military combat pilots in the U.S. Army Air Corps, a predecessor to the U.S. Air Force. Trained at the Tuskegee Airfield in Alabama, First Lieutenant Gator was shot down on November 19, 1944, near Lake Balaton, Hungary. He was taken prisoner and held at a German prison camp in Bavaria. Following his service, he was a school teacher and a principal in Westfield, New Jersey. The impressive records of Tuskegee Airmen encouraged the eventual integration of the U.S. Armed Forces. Another hometown hero you will meet is Bud Lamel, a highly decorated U.S. Army Ranger. Known for his actions in the early hours of D-Day, he single-handedly saved hundreds of lives at Pointe du Hoc on the coast of Normandy, France, during the ensuing invasion. He successfully found and disabled 5 huge German guns. He later earned a Silver Star for his leadership and heroism. After his return to civilian life, he attended law school and became an attorney practicing law in Toms River. We hope you enjoyed this brief peek at our Birdsall Room exhibit, learning a bit about Ocean County in the 20th century, specifically in the World Wars. We encourage you to watch the other videos in the series and, even better, visit when you can. Remember to always be sure to visit our website or call for our latest availability.